Her Honor Mrs. Natisha Fairclough Hilton, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security and Peace, Ambassador Alison Stone Roof, Chief Technical Director in the Ministry of National Security and Peace, Ms. Shauna Chowers, Commissioner of Corrections, Brigadier Retired Raj Mason, OD JP, Deputy Commissioner of Corrections, Rehabilitation and Probation Aftercare, Dr. Mark Thomas, Senior Superintendent of Police with responsibility for St. James, Aaron Samuels, Head Chaplain, Ricardo Taylor, JP, Senior Directors and Directors, Superintendents of Adult and Juvenile Correctional Institutions, Chief Probation Aftercare Officers, Region 1, 2, 3, and 4, Registrar, Sex Offender Registry, President of the Probation Aftercare Officers Staff Association, Ms. Kerrian Davis, Principal and Senior Probation Aftercare Officers, Registration Officers, and our hardworking Probation Aftercare Officers, Correctional Officers, all other staff members of DCS, other distinguished guests, partners, and stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen, pleasant morning to you all. It is indeed a privilege for me to extend warm greetings on this very significant occasion, the official opening of the newly renovated St. James Probation Office. It would be remiss of me in the presence of our Honorable Minister, Honorable Senior Parish Judge, our Commissioner of Corrections, our Permanent Secretary, and other distinguished guests, not to share a brief snapshot of the scope of work that probation is actually doing. Our hardworking, committed probation aftercare officers across our 4 regions and 18 probation offices, the branch is responsible for supervising a caseload of 2,055 non-custodial offender clients. Included within this number are 361 parolees, individuals who are serving the remainder of their custodial sentences within the community under the watchful eyes of their assigned officers. This caseload is managed by a dedicated complement of 176 probation aftercare officers. In addition, the branch provides oversight for the sex offender registry, where 502 registered sex offenders are presently being monitored by 13 registration centers and 14 registration officers, all of whom are trained probation aftercare officers. These figures reflect the significant responsibility placed upon the branch and underscore the vital role our officers play in community supervision, public safety, and the rehabilitation and reintegration of offender clients. Today's ceremony represents more than just the opening of a physical space. It symbolizes vision, progress, and a deep commitment to strengthening community corrections in Jamaica. I wish to commend the vision and steadfast dedication of the Commissioner of Corrections, whose leadership continues to guide the modernization and strengthening of our services across the island. No longer do the members of the branch feel isolated. They are having that proud feeling of 51 years ago when the probation services happily joined with Jamaica Prison Services and approved schools to form this noble organization, Department of Correctional Services, in 1975. This facility here, St. James Probation Office, stands as a tangible expression of that forward-thinking leadership and commitment to excellence. Special thanks must be extended to the dedicated staff members here at the St. James Probation Office who work tirelessly in identifying and securing this new space, along with the assistance from the legal unit led by our senior legal officer, Mrs. Stephanie Ebanks. Project and property unit led by the assigned director, Mrs. Winsome Harris, and ably assisted by local overseer Orin Lewis. The support throughout the process from these individuals was invaluable and deserved a bigger rousing applause. We must also recognize our Deputy Commissioner of Corrections with responsibility for one of the core divisions, rehabilitation and probation aftercare. He provided consistent guidance and support during this process. The transformation of this office provides a modern, professional, and welcoming environment for our probation aftercare officers and support staff whose daily responsibilities demand focus, confidentiality, and professionalism. It now includes kitchenette and lunchroom, a confidential room for counseling, mediation, and interviewing, a conference room for case discussion, case conferences, group therapy sessions, meetings, and training, enclosed offices for our 3 supervisors, appropriate storage facilities, modern modular workstation for our probation aftercare officers, a secure administrative office space for the senior secretaries where confidential information can be handled appropriately, along with a controlled reception and client screening area staffed by security personnel to maintain order and ensure the safety of both staff and clients. These improvements will greatly enhance privacy, professionalism, and efficiency in delivering our comprehensive services to the clientele we serve. I must take this opportunity to commend our hardworking probation aftercare officers. Their contribution to the justice and correction system is both vital and far-reaching. Through the preparation of social inquiry reports for the courts, parole institution and community reports for the parole board, the supervision of offender clients in the community, monitoring of registered sex offenders, and their tireless work in the rehabilitation and reintegration process, they play a pivotal role in promoting accountability, transformation, and second chances. Their efforts help to bridge the gap between justice and opportunity, ensuring that individuals who have come into conflict with the law are given the guidance and support necessary to become productive, law-abiding, and peaceful members of society. Probation aftercare officers routinely perform their duties in some of the most volatile and remote communities across Jamaica. Like our nation's politicians, who must go into difficult spaces to serve the people, these officers work directly within communities. Unlike the police, superintendent, who are armed with various types of guns, probation aftercare officers enter these environments armed only with their diaries, pens, and their CUG cellular telephones. Relying on integrity, reputation, courage, networking, and relation building to carry out their mandate of supervision, monitoring, rehabilitation, and reintegration. It is therefore understandable why the Probation Aftercare Officers Staff Association has for years advocating for the remote inducement allowance. Officers attached to the St. James Probation Office can readily attest to the realities of working in volatile communities such as Flankers, Canterbury, Rose Heights, Railway Lane, Granville, Hart Street, Norwood, Salt Spring, Mount Salem, and the list continues, as well as remote areas such as Catadupa, Stonehenge, Maroon Town, Moko. Yes, Moko is here in St. James, and Garland. These are communities where officers must travel regularly to supervise clients, support families, and work with stakeholders to promote safer and more stable communities. In this regard, we respectfully ask our Honorable Minister to use her good office to lend her voice and advocacy on behalf of her probation aftercare officers. All of whom meet the criteria for the allowance. While the financial compensation would certainly be welcome, what is perhaps even more significant is the recognition that this dedicated group of public servants who faithfully serve in difficult and demanding conditions deserves to benefit from the remote inducement allowance, for which other eligible groups are still in receipt. I must highlight that this office also signals the beginning of a broader transformation across all 4 regions and 18 probation offices. Currently, other probation offices are being renovated, expanded to provide the required office space, are being relocated in order to achieve the ideal future state probation offices across the Department of Correctional Services. These improvements are designed not only to enhance working conditions for our staff, but also to increase productivity and strengthen the quality and reach of the services we provide to our communities. An improved environment fosters improved performance. When our staff are equipped with the right space and resources, they are better able to deliver the professional support and guidance that help individuals under community supervision rebuild their lives and contribute positively to society. As we celebrate this milestone today, let us remember that buildings alone do not change lives. People do. But when dedicated professionals are given the right environment, in which to serve, the impact can be truly transformative. I close with this thought. When we build spaces that inspire dignity, professionalism, and hope, we create the foundation upon which lives can be rebuilt and communities made safer. May this modern and welcoming facility serve as a place where lives are guided toward transformation, where second chances are nurtured, and where the collective efforts of our officers and stakeholders continue to reduce crime and contribute to a safer and peaceful Jamaica. Thank you.
It's a significant day in the lives of the St. James Probation Aftercare officers as they officially open their new space. It is my esteemed honor to be here with you this morning. The work performed by the Probation Aftercare officers is integral to the administration of justice. I have the opportunity of working with these hard-working officers, and I must thank them for the invaluable service that they give to the St. James Parish Court. They have assisted us tremendously in our delivery of justice in a timely and efficient manner. Might I just invite the St. James Probation Aftercare officers to stand while I personally thank them for all that they do. Your work has not gone unnoticed. We are grateful for your service to the courts and to our country. Thank you. Their work provides an opportunity for many individuals to receive guidance and a second chance for those who are working to rebuild their lives. Through the dedication of the Probation Aftercare team, individuals under their supervision receive the support, accountability, and encouragement needed to become productive members of our society. It is only fitting that for individuals who render such an important contribution to our society, that they occupy a space that mirrors the top-tier service that they give. I am truly delighted, and I commend everyone who has contributed to making this initiative a reality, and I wish the team every success as they carry out their vital work. Thank you.
The Minister of State in the Ministry of National Security and Peace, the Honorable Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, and my good PS Ambassador Alison Stoneroof, and our distinguished guests and partners, all the members of the DCS family, the leadership, good morning and welcome. So it is indeed a pleasure for me to be here today as we officially open this office. It is moments like these that are important in the journey of the Department of Correctional Services, because it reflects the steady progress that we are making to strengthen the systems and to support rehabilitation, reintegration, and public safety in Jamaica. This office represents more than just the building. It represents the commitment to supporting our staff and to serving the public in a professional and dignified environment. One of the strong beliefs as Commissioner is that our people perform best when we invest in them. Human resource development is not only about training and qualifications, It is also about ensuring that our officers have the right environment in which to work, to serve the public, and to carry out their duties effectively. When our probation officers operate in a healthy environment, organized and professional workspace, they can better focus on the very important work they do every day. And so, in guiding individuals and supervising offenders and supporting families, and to strengthening the many communities that Mr. Taylor alluded to. The work of the probation office often happens quietly behind the scenes, but it is extremely important to the justice system, as indicated earlier. Probation services serve as a bridge between the justice system and our communities. Our officers supervise individuals who are on court orders, provide counseling and guidance, and help people make better choices so that they can reintegrate into our society as productive citizens. We are going to be making a much bigger push this coming financial year in supporting persons as they reintegrate into societies. And so this work directly supports our national goal of reducing crime and reducing repeat offending. This office also plays an important role in supporting the sex offender registry, which is a critical part of protecting vulnerable members of the communities. And I wish to thank Dr. Thomas for spearheading a project we did recently to roll out a new program we're going to be launching for sex offenders. Today's opening is particularly meaningful because we reached this point despite the setbacks of Hurricane Melissa. Some of the aftermath you can see still lingering outside. Many of our facilities across the department suffered disruptions, but our teams remain focused and determined to move forward. I want to take this opportunity to thank the properties team of the Department of Correctional Services for their work in getting this office ready. Projects like this require persistence and coordination, and your efforts are greatly appreciated. And Mr. Zaris, I note a little bit of chaka-chaka in the bathroom that I'm sure you will get to. I want to thank wholeheartedly our staff who are serving here for your patience during the process. Your commitment to work never wavered, even while the facility was being prepared. And in particular, I want to thank and recognize our Principal Probation Officer, Mrs. Gardner, for her leadership and dedication. I really want to thank you for your patience, your professionalism, and commitment in ensuring that probation services in this parish continues to operate effectively. So this opening also forms a wider program to strengthen the services across the island, and we are continuing to improve the infrastructure, and in the coming months, we expect to be opening additional offices, Minister. We have Portmore, Spanish Town, South Camp, and St. Anne coming up very shortly. Each of these developments reflects our broader vision to modernize the Department of Correctional Services and providing our staff with the facilities they need to perform at their best. To the officers who will work from this office, I encourage you to continue carrying out your duties with professionalism, fairness, and compassion. The work you do here affects lives every day. Every individual you guide toward a better path contributes to stronger families, safer communities, and a better Jamaica. Let us therefore use this facility not just as a workplace, but as a place where people receive guidance, accountability is maintained, and opportunities for positive change that are created. So thank you all for being here, and I wish the team in Montego Bay every success as you continue this important work. Thank you very much.
And to make it clear that Minister Cuthbert Flynn is recognized with the Order of Distinction. In fact, her life, discipline, perseverance, and service. Before Minister Cuthbert Flynn comes to make her remarks, we will have this time I ask that we put our hands together for Minister Cuthbert Flynn, Honorable Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, Member of Parliament and Peace.
There's a calm surrender to the rush of day when that moment and it sees me through. It's enough for this real the love today. Said it is where we are for this wide I wanderer. Said that we got this far. Said it's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe their very best. Said there's a time for everyone if they only learn. Said that the twist in the kaleidoscope, it moves us all in turn. And the star cars for a job, beating time with yours. And can you feel the said it's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer. Said that we got. Said it's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe their very best.
Police, their choir, you know, they sound really good, but DCS, we have some really good stuff. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security and Peace, Mrs. Ambassador Alison Stone-Roof, my Commissioner of Corrections, Brigadier Retired Raj Mason, Senior Parish Judge, Court Judge, Her Honor Mrs. Fairclough Hilton, Deputy Commissioners, Dr. Mark Thomas, and Miss Joyce Stone today, Chief Technical Director in the Ministry of National Security and Peace, Ms. Shauna Trowers, Director of Probation Aftercare, Mr. Robert Taylor, who put me under some pressure, Chief Probation Aftercare Officer Region 4, Mr. Andre Foster, Principal Probation Aftercare Officer Mrs. Yvette Bosher Gardner, Head Chaplain Reverend Ricardo Taylor, Probation Aftercare Officers, members of staff in the Ministry of National Security and Peace and the Department of Correctional Services, members of the media who we can never do without, ladies and gentlemen, again, a pleasant, still good morning to all of you. And and senior, of course, Senior Superintendent, Mr. of Police, Mr. Evan Samuels. It is really a pleasure to be here. And you know, we have a saying, without vision, we will perish. And even if a government have good policies and you don't have the people behind the wheels pushing those policies and making it happen like we're seeing today. So I have to say kudos to our commissioner, kudos to PS Alison Stone-Roof. It is truly a pleasure to join you here in St. James for the opening of this newly beautiful retrofitted probation office. And while today marks the relocation of a physical space, The significance of this moment runs much deeper. It speaks to a continued collective commitment to strengthening corrections and advancing the rehabilitation agenda that guides Jamaica's correctional facilities. Our probation aftercare officers occupy a vital and, I may say, often unappreciated place in Jamaica's justice architecture. But that is changing. Yes. As officers of the court, they operate at the intersection of justice, social support, and public safety. Their work supports decisions of the parish court, the Supreme Court, circuit courts, and the parole board. Every social inquiry report prepared, every supervision meeting conducted, and every counseling session delivered contributes to a justice system that is informed, one that is balanced, and one that is humane. Through their efforts, individuals under court orders are not only simple monitored, they are also guided. They are encouraged to take responsibility for their actions while being supported in addressing the circumstances that may have contributed to their conflict with the law. And of course, this beautiful building is a perfect place to carry out some of those duties. This approach reflects the philosophy underpinning Jamaica's National Correctional Services Policy, which places a strong emphasis on rehabilitation, reintegration, and community-based corrections as essential pillars of a modern correctional system. Goal number 4 of the policy underscores strengthening community supervision services and improving the infrastructure and operational capacity necessary to deliver effective correctional interventions outside of custodial settings. And we have seen that play out even in other areas. When you talk about improved infrastructure, you're going to get more out of the people working there. In simple terms, it recognizing that safer communities are built not only through enforcement, but also through rehabilitation and structured support. This relocation of St. James Probation Office is part of a broader strategic effort by the Department of Correctional Services through the Ministry of National Security and Peace to ensure that probation services are delivered in an environment that are appropriate, that's functional, and that is conducive to the complex work carried out by our officers. And we hear about the different communities where they have to, apply their trade, where they have to go. Facilities matter. They shape the conditions under which officers perform their duties and contribute to the dignity with which the clients are engaged. And so the Ministry of National Security and Peace, and by extension, the government of Jamaica, we remain firmly committed to strengthening correctional services across the island. And we heard Commissioner speak about other centers that I hope, I'm in Portmore, so we hope to visit that one. And as you stated, Commissioner, it was not in the best place. And so I'm happy to see where the new facility will be housed. This includes improving the infrastructure that we're seeing today, enhancing working conditions for correctional staff, and ensuring that offender-client engage with a system that promotes accountability, personal transformation, and successful reintegration in society. The new St. James Probation Office reflects that commitment. This facility has been designed to better support the staff and clients with dedicated office spaces for officers, the counseling room that I love the counseling room, in particular represents an important addition. Rehabilitation requires dialogue, it requires reflection, and it requires trust. And so having this dedicated private space for counseling and engagement, it is going to allow officers to conduct meaningful interventions under supervision and, where appropriate, their families as well. The Ministry of National Security and Peace remains steadfast in our commitment to supporting these kinds of initiatives that strengthen rehabilitation outcomes and also one that will promote safer communities. And so I want to commend the leadership of the department. Leadership matters. The leadership of this Department of Correctional Services and the dedicated probation aftercare officers who carry out their demanding and often unseen work. Your service strengthens not only the justice system, but also the social fabric of our communities. This new facility stands as a symbol of that work and of the government's commitment to supporting those who deliver it. And if I may just add, we talk about government support and delivering. I heard another member of parliament bemoaning this morning of government providing the funding for a particular space, and so far it's been 2 years that had not been carried out. And so it is so important that we're in this building, in this space, because the funding was provided and it was carried out by our leadership. May this space serve as a place of professionalism, purpose, and positive change for many years to come. And I want to say thank you, and I wish the St. James Probation Office every success in this new chapter. Thank you.
Yes. Good afternoon. So my name is Melissa Dobson, acting registrar for the Jamaica Sex Offender Registry, which is managed by the Department of Correctional Services.
There has been a call for the registry to be made public. What is this commission, your stake on this request?
Well, while there have been many calls for the registry to be made public, we must take into consideration that that is a parliamentary decision. Several things have to be looked at and assessed before we can come to a final decision about having the registry be made public.
The commissioner make mention of a new program that is coming that is to be launched in Commission on Correction about the race of sex offenders. So we'll shed some light on that.
Okay, so a new treatment program has been developed to work specifically with sex offenders who are in the custodial setting. And this will look at the criminogenic factors which lead to them committing these offenses, with the hopes that they will be rehabilitated for better reintegration into society upon release.
What's the number of persons currently listed in the sex registry?
Currently, we have 502 sex offenders on the registry. Yes.
And who can access this registry?
Okay, so based on the regulations, there are stipulations regarding the persons who can access information from the sex offender registry. That is called legitimate interest. So one of the organizations who we have that seeks information from the registry is like the CPFSA, Ministry of Justice, when they're hiring individuals or persons who want to go through the adoptive process. Organizations that look into the care and counseling of sex offenders. So you have personnel that can write to the registry to get a background check on whatever individual, but it is not widely publicized.
Thank you so much.
Well, I'm Brigadier Raj Mason, Commissioner of Corrections. I wish to firstly acknowledge the reason why we are here, and that is to open the new Montego Bay Probation Office. The staff would have been working under difficult circumstances prior to now, and the investment here is an investment in a safer Jamaica and in their competencies. Now, with respect to the program I alluded to for our sex offenders, it is a program that looks at all aspects of sex offenders in terms of their behavior and tendencies, other factors such as drug abuse, matters pertaining to their communities that they're from.